We welcome you to Los Angeles. Interleague Baseball on MLB The Show. It's the Detroit Tigers taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. And we'll be back with the first pitch right after this. Just a little bit away from first pitch, getting the nod on the mound, Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Well, a very solid ERA last season, just a little over 3. And when you've got a guy like that taking the mound for you, the offense is definitely expected to score 4 runs at least, unless they're really struggling. So more times than not, when he's on the bump, you're going to win the ball game if you just do your part as an offense. So last year, great year. He wants to repeat that or even improve. And I think there is some room for improvement. He's got good stuff. It's just executing from hitter to hitter.
Zach McKinstry, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball 1. And a foul ball. That one finds the zone. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Lifted in the air, right field. Conforto. And he makes the catch. And there's one down. Let's take a check of the Tigers lineup. A really frustrating showing for them in their last game. Lots of traffic on the bases, but they left a ton of runners on base. Couldn't cash in their chances, Chris.
They had plenty of chances. There's nobody to blame it on but themselves offensively. They just did a poor job converting in those situations. You have to figure out what's your plan going to be. Maybe watch some tape from the last game. Make the adjustments. So if you get those opportunities in this one, you've got a...
Now this down the right field line. Fair ball. Should be extra bases. Round second, digging for third. And he's got himself a triple.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. First pitch fastball in a great spot to do some damage, and he squared it up nicely.
And next to hit for Detroit, Kerry Carpenter. In the dirt, nice job behind the plate.
Well, the best way to shake off yesterday's struggles is to get on the board early. They've got a guy in.
Meanwhile, this pitch gets away. Runner stays put at third. Meadows stands at third with 1 gone in the inning. And a big swing and a miss.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Swing and a miss. And the count is 2-2. Got him swinging. Went back to the fastball, and it was effective.
Certainly a strikeout situation right there. The infield playing back, and this pitcher has to step up and get the swing and miss. Really nice job of attacking the hitter at the plate. Pretty big 2-out at bat coming up now.
In the air, left field. He makes the grab, and that is that. 1 left for Detroit, and now the Dodgers get a crack at it. No score. This is Dodgers baseball on The Show, LA. Back here at Chavez Ravine. Starting on the mound in this one, Reese Olson.
Well, last year kind of around the league average in terms of ERA, and you know what? That's why you have 5 different spots in the starting rotation. You've got to have people round things out, and not everyone's going to pitch like a number 1 or number 2 every outing or every season. But last year, he gave his team an opportunity and a chance to win every time he took the mound on average. And when you look at that kind of performance, it has a place on every ball club.
Gets the bunt down the right side. On the run, sends it over to first. On the money, nice play. Time now for Dave Roberts' lineup for the Los Angeles Dodgers. This is a veteran-led lineup right here. A lot of players with plenty of experience, Singy.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Boog. These players have been around the game for a long time, and they may not have the flash that they once did, but they've got the wisdom to be able to understand different situations, be able to think with the opponent, and sometimes
Oh, this one high and deep, way back there. And it's gone. You want to talk about kicking off your major league career with a bang. His first big league hit leaves the yard. He'll remember this trip around the bases for the rest of his life. Wow.
He ought to. Usually guys are squeezing the bat so tight, trying to get that first hit out of the way. They can't get the ball out of the infield, Boog, but not him. Maybe a glimpse of what's to come from him in the next few years. Good job. He came out of his shoes on that one, but managed to keep his mechanics intact long enough to get to the ball and through it, and it went a long way.
Here's the power-hitting catcher. Caught everyone's attention yesterday afternoon with 3 homers. Hard hit, but right at him and left.
He was all over that fastball right there. I tell you what, if he gets under it just by a fraction of an inch or a little bit more, that's way back.
2 outs, base is empty. And now here's the Dodgers designated hitter, Shohei Ohtani. That one pushed foul out of play off to the left. Ohtani in his 8th season, 30 years old now. Can't forget to mention he's a former MVP. Popped foul out of play off to the right. 2 down, bases empty, but 1 run across here in the 2nd game of the series. Rips that one to right. Nabs it, and that ends the inning. So the Dodgers strike first on the solo jack. It's now 1-0. Second inning set to go. Here's the veteran second baseman, Gleyber Torres.
Here's a bit of a scouting report on Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He's athletic, has elite flexibility, kind of like you, Boog. He's got good strength, an ultra-fast arm, and exceptional movement patterns. He's tough on hitters, that's for sure.
A swing and a miss, and that's strike 1.
As a pitcher, you don't want to throw him get-me-over fastballs just for strikes. You really need to command your pitches with this guy at the plate.
Swing and a line drive. That's a base hit into right field. Now he'll turn for second. Not stopping. He's going for 3. And he's got a leadoff triple.
Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
Spencer Torkelson up now for the Tigers. Oh, and this one gets away. No advance, though. That one finds the zone. Now he's in a 1-2 hole. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another.
I think ultimately you want to tie him up, get the ball in on the plate so that he can't get the barrel to it and hit it to the outfield.
Fights that one away, still 1-2. Eighth pitch of the at-bat coming up. Strike three. It's a strikeout for Yoshinobu.
Came inside with that two-strike fastball nicely and just bunched him up on the inside part of the plate. Couldn't get around on it and catch it out front. Many times if you do, it's a foul ball. And you know, a lot of pitchers, they really don't like working inside with two strikes because they do not want to hit that batter. And when they've got him up against the ropes, got to figure out a way to put him away. Did a nice job right there.
Colt Keith, the batter now, as he swings and misses for strike one. Line drive, that's a base hit into right field. Runner from third comes across, and it's an RBI single. It's 1-1.
Comes through with the RBI. Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that.
Jake Rogers will hit next. Swings and misses. 0-1.
Ball.
Joe McDonald doing the home plate duties here.
Well, Joe's an interesting one. I'm always trying to figure out what exactly his zone is. Feels like he kind of moves around from game to game, sometimes inning to inning.
In the dirt. Keith into scoring position on the wild pitch, and there goes the double play possibility. Keith, the runner at second with one away. Next offering is fouled back. And a swing and a miss. And he's registered 3 Ks in this one.
Well, that's a curveball that people like to describe as a hammer or Uncle Charlie, and you can see why. It's not a looping slow curve. He throws it hard, and it gets plenty of bite on the end.
So the go-ahead run in scoring position. Ibanez, the next to hit to the left side, but it is well foul. Two outs and one in scoring position. That one ripped. And that's the third out. But the RBI single pushes across a run. All even now at 1-1. And we're back. Bottom of the inning. Here's Betts. Singy, you can't ask for anything more. This guy checks all the boxes offensively.
He's the ultimate professional, and it doesn't just start at game time. It starts in the afternoon, the way he prepares and gets ready for the ball game. I tell you what, his teammates feed off of the leadership that he shows on and off the field.
Green going after it. Hauls it in, and there's one away.
Woo! He was all over that first pitch fastball, just barely missed it. Man, this guy was ready to hit.
Muncy digs in. There's a swing and a drive. Meadows raging back towards the wall. Feeling for the wall as he makes the catch. Here's Teoscar Hernandez, one of the stars in the win yesterday, as he had 3 hits. And a foul ball. That one ripped left field. That's back. And out of here. He jacks that one out to left. His second home run of the series, and that gives him a lead. It's 2-1. That's his 3rd straight game with a homer, Singy.
This dude is on fire, Boone. These kinds of streaks just don't come around too often. power versus power right there, like two locomotives colliding. Who's going to win? Well, a really good job there by the hitter, getting the top hand working, powers that fastball out of here.
So 2 away with nobody on. The batter will be Michael Conforto. This one smoked on its way out of here. They do it again. Back-to-back homers. And they add to their lead. It's 3-1.
First pitch hacking, and it paid off for him in a big way. Back-to-back jacks, and this club is fired up right now, Boog. I mean, this is the kind of thing where you really start to notice hitters in a lineup feeding off each other, and the collective confidence just continues to grow.
Base is empty with 2 away. James Outman steps to the plate for the Dodgers. That one is absolutely belted. That's down. One hops off the wall. So the lineup flips over. Here's Freddie Freeman. He's one of those guys that seems to get better as he gets older. In the air to left center. Meadows sizing this one up. Brings it in. And that is that. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. And this is now a 3-1 ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. And welcome back to the ballpark. Top half of the 3rd inning. Now it's the shortstop, Zach McKinstry. Yamamoto back to work. Right down the chute, 0-1.
Goodness, I think he just took the best pitch he's going to see in this at bat. You don't get many like that in that location. I don't know if you take that pitch against any pitcher out there on the mound.
And a swing and a miss.
Man, he was really tardy on that fastball. Great job of setting him up by throwing the curveball. Add some velocity to it on the next pitch. Can't catch up.
Swings through that, and it's a strikeout. Make it 4 strikeouts for him on the bump today.
Came after him with the fastball on 0-2, and that's a pretty good demonstration of what power pitching is all about. He's got the stuff, obviously, and right there he used it to put his opponent away without needing to waste any pitches.
Digging in, it's the speedy outfielder, Parker Meadows. And first offering is fouled off. This one lifted in the air, left field. Hernandez makes the grab. That's out number 2. Two down, base is empty. Now it's the right fielder, Kerry Carpenter. Now a high fly ball out to left center. Hernandez makes the grab, and that's the inning. Back here at Dodger Stadium as we go to the last of the 3rd. And at the plate for the Dodgers, Ha-Seong Kim. That one laced to center and a base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Now batting, number 16.
And now the catcher comes up to him. He's 0 for 1. That's a laser base hit. Runner stops at second, and the first 2 reach to start the inning.
Just so sound in his mechanics. Hits against a firm front side, and the hands just continue to carry through the middle of the field.
Here's Shohei Ohtani, 0 for 1 so far. A rope into right, and that's a base hit. They hold him at third base, and now the bases are loaded.
That ball was blasted, Boog, and as broadcasters, we can go weeks without seeing a ball hit 115 miles per hour, which is what StatCast tells us there. Man, he really got the bat through the zone and did not get cheated.
Yeah, that ball was absolutely smoked. Here's Mookie to hit. Hard ground ball for a base dive. One runs in. And they don't push it. Runner holds at third. Bases loaded now with still nobody out.
Well, there you go. The RBI machine. Another clutch run scoring at bat.
Yeah, he's been so good in these situations. Call it clutch if you want, but his resume speaks for itself. Bases loaded, nobody out. Muncy now at the plate. This one is blasted. A no-doubter. Grand slam. He'll touch them all. It's 8-1. He only needed one swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off.
We weren't sure it would ever land, and 460 feet later, it finally did as we get a look at StatCast.
Well, StatCast was invented for home runs just like this one, and he had some ridiculous bat speed on that swing, man. Everything was synced up. The backspin was incredible, and that's why it went a long, long way.
And here comes the Tigers manager to the mound. Pitching change coming. Reese Olson won't go any further tonight, and this is one he'd like to forget. Back with a new arm after this. So the Tigers get a new arm from the pen, Casey Mize.
And with the big deficit on the scoreboard, he almost has to just put that out of his mind. Every outing matters for relievers and their numbers, but I think it's tough to get up for this type of appearance the same way you would for one in a close game.
And now Teoscar Hernandez hauls it in for the out.
One unusual feature of Dodger Stadium, Boog, those low walls in the outfield corners as they curl towards home plate. Lots of homers and automatic doubles because of them.
Michael Conforto will climb in. He's already homered here in this one. That's hard hit on the line. Meadows makes the grab for the second out. You touched on this, Singy, but Dodger Stadium has become much more hitter-friendly than it used to be. A few decades back, it was probably the most pitcher-friendly ballpark in the league. Ripped to right. And that'll do it. Dodgers with a big blast, a grand slam. Still a lopsided affair at 8-1 now. Major League Baseball is on the show. Back here in LA, here's the left fielder, Riley Green.
Well, every pitcher wants a run support, and having a lead is nice, but it can be challenging for some pitchers. I think keeping the mindset to attack instead of trying to be too fine and have too much finesse. Go after hitters and get quick outs.
Foul ball, still 0-2.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
Foul ball, it stays 0-2. Yamamoto sends him packing.
Really love the pitch sequence right there. I'm telling you what, pitcher and catcher are on the same page right now.
Here's Gleyber Torres. Torres, multi-time All-Star, 28 years old, and he was born in Venezuela. And it's fouled away. That one finds the zone, and it's 0-2. Strike three, and that's 2 in a row.
Frustrating end to the at-bat for the hitter, and I'm sure that's going to sit on him for a little while. You want to be ready to hit the fastball. Sometimes you can overthink things, and I think that was the case right there.
Torkelson in the box here lets that one go for a ball. Swing and a high fly ball out towards right center field. And that is that.
Check it out. Hey, yo, come back to base, the freak lines, the bad jazz tunes, it's the words, don't shoot the roof. From it to any stage, I shake shit up, I'm in the place, yo, so never step to this, or catch a like the rest.
Back here at Chavez Ravine. And now the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. Swing and a hard hit liner up the middle to base hit. And a good start to the inning.
Right there, does a great job of staying in the big part of the field. Man, there are a lot of hits there.
Ha-Seong Kim digs in now. He's already homered in this game. Base hit center field. Just kind of sliced that one into center. Here's the speedy catcher. This guy's turned into one of the best catchers in the National League. Fouled off. He was late.
You know, these Dodgers putting together some really good at-bats in this game. There's been a lot to like with how they're approaching their chances at the plate. They were obviously able to run the starter out of the game in the third, so they've set the table for a win, and now I'm sure they're thinking it's time to feast.
So if they're looking to feast, are you saying they've already got a plate but are looking to go back for seconds?
Yeah, I'd say something like that.
Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. Stop sign goes up at third, and the bases are loaded. Well, Singy, he is locked in there.
Well, he's really slowed the game down, and it's like he's moving in full speed, and everybody is a step or two behind. The way that he squared up that baseball tells me that he is seeing it like a beach ball.
Shohei Ohtani up to the dish. Lined into left center. Should be extra bases. One runs in. Another comes in to score. Throw cut off to third. The tag. And he's out. Here's Mookie now. There's a line drive to left field. Meadows takes it in for the out. And there are 2 outs.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it. But in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat.
Up the middle. Oh, this is off the second base bag. And he's safe at first. So a man aboard. Teoscar Hernandez steps to the plate for the Dodgers. And that's ripped into left. Base hit. And now 2 aboard.
Up next for the Dodgers, right fielder.
And here is Michael Conforto. Ripped towards third. Throw on to Torkelson. Inning over, and it could have been worse. So they get 3 runs on 6 hits. No errors, but 2 are left stranded. On to the top of the 5th we go. It's the Dodgers 11 and the Tigers 1. Well, this game isn't very close, Singy. Let's see if we got any messages from those tuning in today.
I know we got some good stuff in there.
All right, Singy, in ballpark entertainment, you got a favorite mascot race?
Yeah, I love what they do in D.C. with the former presidents.
Somebody always gets tackled. They always get hurt.
I know, and it's just crazy. Imagine running around in those big, bulky suits, and somebody's always going to go down.
Do you remember when Tim Kirkjian ran in the sausage race in Milwaukee?
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah. Yeah, they used one of the kid-size ones.
You know, this isn't exactly a mascot race, but I love what they do in Atlanta with the freeze.
Muncy makes the grab, 1 down.
I wanted to race the freeze at one point. I don't think my hamstrings could hold up for it now.
I feel like 5 years ago you could have handled the freeze. It would have been fun, and I would bait you into it and try and get you to train to race the freeze, and it just never materialized.
Yeah, I appreciate that you had enough confidence in me that I could beat a guy who looks like he was going to the Olympic trials at some point or another. But yeah, it's always a great thing to watch there at Truist Park.
Would you have worn one of those bobsled outfits like the freeze wears?
Nah, that would have been a little too revealing for me at this age.
I feel you. Man at first with 1 gone. And next up for the Tigers, Andy Ibanez. In for a strike. It's 0-1. And that one is lifted in the air. Conforto hauls it in, 2 away. Back to the top of the Detroit order. Here's the shortstop at the plate. Zach McKinstry, 0 for 2 in this one. Swing and a foul out of play. That one close, ruled a ball. And the count is 1-1.
1 strike.
The 1-1 is fouled off. Rogers off of first with 2 away. Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Hernandez makes the play, and that is that. So 1 hit is all they get. Last half of the 5th coming up. It's the Dodgers 11 and the Tigers 1. Back now to start the bottom of the 5th, and taking over on the mound, Jason Foley. He's making his 2nd appearance of the season. Now it's going to be James Outman, 1 for 2. And a good fastball to start him off. That's strike 1.
You know, these Dodgers, digging into their numbers, have to be happy with the swings they're taking. They have 5 extra base hits on the stat sheet so far, and that tells me they're seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well. With that fastball, even though it's high velocity, you've got to live on the outer edges. When it's right on a tee, right down the middle, professional hitters are not going to have a problem turning it around.
Back to the top of the Dodgers order. And here's the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. Out towards right center. That's well struck. And it's out of here. That one felt good. His 2nd of the year. It's 13-1. That's their 5th homer of the game.
Man, they're all getting into the action. It's starting to feel like a home run derby up here. High velocity up and in is just such a difficult location for the hitter, but this time he pulls the hands tight to the body, gets through this pitch. What conviction in that swing. Awesome job at the plate.
Now a chance for Ha-Seong Kim. Line drive, and it stays fair.
That play looks routine defensively, but with all of the little nooks, it can get real tricky down in the corner. Kept it to a long single. Nice defensive play.
So a man at first. And here's the catcher, known for his rocket arm behind the plate. Hammer, base hit. Lead runner holds up. They're at first and second with nobody out. So now we see Ohtani at the plate. He homered earlier in this one, and it's not his first at Comerica Park.
Yeah, that's right. Shohei hit a milestone here.
Oh, now this one's high and deep. Way back there. On its way. Gone. And this place is rocking. It's their 2nd home run of the inning, and they tack on to their lead. It's 16-1. One pitch, one swing, one home run.
Yeah, you could say that's efficiency right there. Didn't need much time in the box to make an impact. That's as big as it gets right there. You take advantage of a mistake. That is an ultimate. Here it is. Watch it. I'm going to jog around the bases.
Here comes the skipper out of the dugout, and he's ready to make the move. Jason Foley is done, and as he heads for the dugout, we'll take a quick... New pitcher for the Tigers, Tommy Kahnle.
Well, they need someone to stop the bleeding and keep the score right where it is. Seems like a tough task today with the way this lineup is swinging it.
Mookie Betts will make his way to the plate. Hit hard on the ground to short. Throw on to Torkelson, and that's the first out in the bottom of the fifth. Here's Max Muncy. Here's the catcher. This guy with big-time power. And an elite defender. Kahnle back to work. Smoke to right center, and this one's gonna go out of here. A solo shot. That's his 4th home run of the series, and they add on. It's 17-2.
That's an impressive swing of the bat to go over the wall to the opposite field gap. And, you know, there are a lot of guys that just don't have the pop to do that, and probably just as many who don't have the approach either. He let that ball travel, and he got great extension on the follow-through to drive it out of here.
And here is Shohei Ohtani.
And it may be a long shot, but a triple here will give him the cycle.
Scorched to center. No doubt about it. That is long gone. Another homer. His 2nd home run of the game. It's 18-2.
Wasn't fooled on the first pitch at all. He squared it up right away. With a low 90s fastball, you have to live on the edges and hit your spots. If you don't, you'll get hit hard. Really good swing there. Patient, waited for it. It was like BP all over again.
And here comes the Tigers manager to the mound. Pitching change coming. So the Tigers get a new arm from the pen, Will Vest.
I think it's got to be a little tough coming in out of the pen when your guys are trailing so big on the scoreboard. Just doesn't have the same intensity to it, but he's got to find a way because these batters count the same for his stats, obviously, regardless of the score.
Betts now in the box, comes up empty with a swing there. Vest, in his 4th year, he features a 4-seam fastball, a slider, a sinker, and he works in a changeup. No question about this one. It's out of here. A gigantic blast. 3rd home run of the season, and they boost their lead. It's 19-2. That one just sounded different.
And might have been the loudest moment yet. Man, my ears are ringing. I can feel that swing from the booth.
Let's break out the StatCast numbers. At Singy, it tells us this home run was projected at more than 450 feet.
Yeah, and not many players can hit home runs as far as this one. That's a special feeling, and I'm sure he was giggling a little bit as he was jogging around the bases. That was one heck of a...
So 2 down, and now the catcher comes up. to hit. Swing and a ball driven out to center. That one back there. It has the distance. Gone. He circles the bases. He's done it again. His second homer of the game. And they add a couple more. It's 24-2.
Took on the big part of the yard for that home run and just barely got it over the wall. I thought for a second he brought it back out there too. Gave it a great effort, but you know those plays are so tough to pull off. And I'm sure he'd love to have another shot at it.
And here comes the Tigers manager to the mound. Pitching. They hand the ball over to a new arm, Beau Brieske. He's into the game with the bases empty. Shohei Ohtani steps to the plate for the Dodgers. And there's a fly ball deep right field. And that one is gone. And he's gone yard again. That's his third home run of the game. And they add to the lead. It's 25-2.
Sitting first pitch fastball, and that's what he delivered. He guessed right, squared it up, and he made it look way too easy.
Let's take another look at it, but this time with the help of StatCast.
Well, this one wasn't hit that high, but when you can launch it at 111 miles per hour off the bat and get some backspin, it'll carry enough to get out of here.
2 outs, nobody on. And now the shortstop, Mookie Betts. Warning track, wall, and you can touch them all, baseball man. Mookie Betts blasts one out. His second home run of the game, and they add a run. It's 26-2. He absolutely crushed that one.
No doubt about that one, Boog. We knew it wasn't coming back.
Singy, this was a mammoth home run, over 460 feet, according to StatCast.
You know, Boog, there are only maybe 20 or so guys in the game that can hit a baseball that far, and it's absolutely crazy it's even that many. Such an impressive swing of the bat right there.
So 2 away with nobody on. Here's Max Muncy, that funky Muncy. Two down, bases empty. Jake Rogers up now for the Tigers. The Tigers down to their final strike. Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. So he gets on base and keeps it going. Andy Ibanez getting ready to hit. 1 strike away. And he swings and lifts one to deep center field. Outman going back on this one. They'll squeeze it for the final out, and the Dodgers slug their way to a win in this one.
After 4 wins in a row, you start to think a little bit that you're on a roll, and that's the momentum that just takes on a life of its own. Players start hitting up and down the lineup. You never know who's going to come up with the big hit, who's going to come out of the bullpen and get the big outs, but it's a good feeling, and you want to extend it.